Okay, hello everybody. How are you doing? I'm doing good. I've been in Barcelona. Sorry, just a little bit ticklish. It's like going up here and up here and up here and up here. I thought I was ready. Now I'm ready. I'm wearing all black today because all my white shirts are gone. They're in the wash because I've been in Barcelona at the summit called the Avalanche Summit. It's part of the blockchain that I mint a lot of my art to, and it was so good hanging out with all these people that I hang out with online but in real life. And there was such good food and such good drinks and such good talks and chats. And I did art and I did more art and I met cool people and I was talking on panels and I was hanging out with really clever people too. I felt quite intimidated. I was like, whoa, these guys know a lot. They speak fast and use big words. So, the reason I haven't been streaming for the last couple of weeks is because I had a fire at my studio. Not in my actual studio, but in the building that was, my studio is a part of. And my internet went out, my power went out, and my heating went out. And slowly they came back. Power was first. So I was like, yeah, let's go in. I can brave the cold. I'll just use my phone. I've got unlimited amount of internet on it. Turns out I do have unlimited amount of internet, but after 10 gigs, they throttle me and they're like, oh, you can't use so much. We'll give you an extra 2 if you go and click this link. But then after that, So my studio, which has like 3, sometimes 4 computers and a phone and an iPad, 10 gigs was like, boom, gone. And I was filming a class with like 4K raw video at times. So it lasted about 2 minutes. So that wasn't ideal, which meant that I couldn't stream. And even if there was streaming sometimes, or sometimes if I did have internet, it didn't work, whatever. So I haven't been streaming for a few weeks now. But when I came back from Barcelona, the internet was back. All my computers are synchronized and updated now, I hope. And now we get to stream again. So, what are we gonna do? Let's check it out. Let's go back to here, then I can just swipe this up and not have to reveal my password to you. That wouldn't be ideal. And then we'll go back here. So, this is what I'm gonna do today. Not these little geese and that little poopy man, but this. Can you see this? It'd be nice if it focused, but it doesn't. It just stays focusing down here somewhere on the iPad. So this is going to be a Twitter banner, and it's going to be a crocodile. And I haven't done a crocodile in the Doodleverse before, or in the style that I've been using for the last year and a bit. So it's going to be fun. I'm a little bit apprehensive as to how it's going to turn out, because it's quite a simple piece, like a really simple piece. And I also haven't streamed for a little while. I did some live drawing at the summit that I was a part of. That was super fun. Hundreds of people were watching me on this big screen. And yeah, I loved it. So, I'm going to check out this little chat thing here just to double check anybody here. Say hi if you want to say hi on the chat. It's fine if you don't want to say hi. Okay, I'm going to create a new Twitter banner. Man, there's a lot of untitled stuff down here. So there we go, Twitter banner. And I've got it at 3,000 by 1,000. It only needs to be half this, so 1,500 by 500. But that seems like really small. So if Twitter ever decides to upscale things, or if somebody wants to print this piece, then, well, at least there's a little bit more space. Starts off white. Not a big fan of white these days, so let's go for this beige background color. And I am a fan of this beige background color. And then blue as my sketch color. And I'll use my 6B pencil. Okay, just going to reference this guy a little bit. So, that might be a nice little idea. Let's go for a drawing guide. Symmetry, let's pump those up. Put it as horizontal, make it pink. I really like pink as my guidelines. And then we've got something like this, something about there. Probably about here or here, where the mouth ends, I reckon. So, that looks pretty good. These line things help a lot. Yeah, I reckon that could be pretty good. Maybe a little less space. So, something like that. No, freeform. Something like that. Okay, and then I'm going to do an eye over here. So maybe I'm going to just pull this down a little bit. Okay, and there's going to be a little bit of skin over the top, some little wobbles, and then an eye, just like an eye bag. Okay, and then some teeth, and of course we need some of these guys, which are called nostrils. Hello there, nostrils. Okay, and then, yeah, I want it to be like a little bit wavy, so it's not just straight, no straight lines. Okay, and then a little bit more of like the droopy stuff. Saliva. When I was a kid, I called this stuff slob. Slobber. Maybe slobber is not such a new word. And then his tongue. Maybe a little bit smaller. Something like that. Yeah. And then a little birdie standing here. Yep. Okay, and then I've got a couple of like dots here and there on my drawing sketch in my book, but I'm also wanting to see if maybe it would look good if I did like a bunch of these things, but not in black, because these kind of look like feathers, but they also look like scales, so like in a slightly darker color or a lighter color on top. All right, I'm going to turn off this drawing guide and merge. I don't have to merge. Do something like that. Yeah. Alrighty. We are getting good to go. Alright. Let's get this guy fired up. Just not with this brush. The Jiggly Lands brush. Okay. That's quite a good line, even though it was like a super squiggly line. I think my original squiggles were a little bit like too squiggly, too high, too low, too intense maybe. So these ones are just going to be a little bit not so intense. Yeah. I have no idea why that happens, but honestly, like, it could be really cool. Like, it looks like my pen or something just like leaked. I think it's pretty cool. Okay, I'm not going to do that one again because I think I'm going to put a double eye bag in here because it's a crocodile. And then something like that. Alrighty. And I'll just merge that down. This might actually be really, really quick. I don't know. Okay. Just drawing some teeth. Man. So, spent this like week in Barcelona. It's beautiful. And the weather was just amazing. The city is amazing. Just walking forever. My fitness app was like, whoa, you rock, you rock, you rock. You've just got this award. You've just got this award. You've just got this award. This is the most amount you've ever walked in your life. And I felt it. Man, did I feel it. But it was beautiful. It was awesome. And then I get back to the Netherlands and it's raining. So I've been walking still, but in the rain. I've been cycling. I went to the hospital to get something checked out about my ears. They made a little incision. I have to go back and get stitches. Not stitches the first time. I have to get a bigger incision and more stitches and stuff like that. I'm okay. Don't worry about me. The story is about the rain. So then I cycle to and from the hospital in the rain. I walk to and from the studio in the rain. And it's fine. Actually, it's actually fine in the rain. It's not bad, but it's obviously not sunshine. So man, kind of missing the sunshine. I think I got a bit of a tan as well. It just felt so good walking for a whole bunch of time in the sun. It was glorious. And I even did a mural for like 6 hours outside, which is very different from this, right? It's like bending down, reaching up, standing on a chair. I'm sweating. I've paint all over my hands. It was epic. Man, I really enjoyed that. So I'm looking forward to doing more murals. So I'm going to try and get my hands, my paint, my art, my whatever into people who want murals hands. So if you know someone who wants a mural, please get them to get in touch or tell me to get in touch with them. I would love it. Okay, let's do some more of this. I don't know why I needed to stop drawing to tell you that, but I did. Most of the times I'm pretty good at drawing and talking. Apparently it's quite a skill. Some people cannot do it. Okay. Feels really good to be streaming again. And yeah, I really want to take my art more seriously since I got back from Barcelona. I think it was like it happened a little bit beforehand where I was like, this is what I want to do. Like I've been doing this for like a year and a bit and it's been awesome, but I haven't like stretched and I haven't like put in a lot of hours doing stuff that I don't like trying to learn how to draw properly, like figure drawing, trying to market myself hugely, putting myself out there. I've kind of just been focusing on my style and the people who are on Twitter and in my Discord. Now I'm like, okay, how can I take this to the next level? So that's what I'm looking forward to doing next. Just taking what I do to the next level, becoming a professional, successful artist. Okay. Let's put this. I wonder if the tongue is actually more like this. Something like that. Mm. Yeah, maybe. I don't know what a doodle versus crocodile looks like, you know? Oh, yeah. Okay. So, can do a little bit more erasing here and over here. Maybe we put a little bit more drool over here and over here. Okay. Merge that down. Work on this layer now. And here, I'm going to try do the scales, which is going to be, I don't know, like a little bit tedious to watch. So if you got some good music, got some work you want to do, please go for it. I don't know why that just like undid. Maybe it's because I was touching it in a funny way. It reminds me sometimes of, you know, doing this whole thing in Photoshop or Illustrator or After Effects, and then it crashes, and you're like, oh no, I did not save. And I remember in my university, there was a lecturer that was like, he wasn't very religious or sensitive to religions or people who followed particular traditions, spiritual traditions. But he said that the one thing that the Christians taught us is that Jesus saves. So that's what I always say, is that Jesus saves. So even if you're not religious or Christian, just remember to save. Of course, procreate doesn't really, that doesn't apply to procreate, because procreate just saves all the time, I think. Procreate does not have a backup of your documents once you delete them, though. That has to be learned the hard way. There we go. So I'm going on a little bit of a spiritual journey myself. For most of my life, I've considered myself a Christian. But yeah, recently that term has scared me a little bit. Started to question what that means. Because honestly, tons of times I'll be, walking by someone who screams at me that, I'm going to hell if I don't like walk inside this building that's a church. And I'm like, I don't think we believe the same thing. And, people with bullhorns, with a Bible in their hand, standing on the corner of a street, shouting, repent, repent, repent. I'm like, I don't know if we believe the same thing. And then there are other people who think it's great that women are leaders, other people that don't, and they, both call themselves Christians. Some people that think homosexuality is totally cool. Some people think it's an absolute horrid sin. And some people also think that the earth was, made in, 6 days? Like a literal 6 days. And I don't. So it's kind of weird that all of those terms, fall under the term, or all of those beliefs fall under the term Christianity. So yeah, I had a couple of questions probably last year, and it just got me thinking, like, well, if I don't believe, what my church believes, the particular church that I go to, and I know that a bunch of other churches do believe what I believe, like, how? Like, how is it possible that some people believe this and some people believe that? Like, do we get to decide? And apparently, a lot of the time, well, we don't really get to decide. But it's all about interpretation. I'm like, well, how do we interpret this? What happens if I still don't believe it? Like, do I have a seat at the table? Can I also make decisions? Can we all decide on what this church believes and what we end up doing together? So that just sent me down a rather long rabbit hole, which I'm still exploring. My wife and I are exploring, which is really fortunate, because I guess if you explore this kind of stuff on your own, especially if your partner is, still in the system, or, part of the tradition that you are questioning, I can imagine it can be really tricky. So I've been listening to a lot of this guy called Rob Bell. Read a book called What is the Bible? I felt it really freeing to just talk to all kinds of people about, what they believe and what they don't believe. I've had really interesting conversations about psychedelics, that kind of stuff. I've had interesting conversations about, what is beyond, when you die. I think for a lot of my upbringing has hammered in a fear of death, a fear of the unknown, fear of hell more than death, actually. And it's like, if you don't believe the right stuff, well, you're going to spend eternity in hell. And that's like always been at the back of my mind, which I don't think is like a really good thing to have in the back of your mind. And they talk about this thing called faith. Like, you must have faith that you're going to heaven. You must have faith in what you believe. But still, it's like, yeah, there's no certainty, right? Which, I don't know, like, pretty sure that's a low level stress or high level stress that you put on your mind the whole time. Like, I better be doing the right thing. I hope I get in. So I have a lot of questions about that and how people believe stuff, or where beliefs come from, and whether something should be a trajectory. Like, cool, that's what they believed back then, but do we need to believe it now? Can we progress? Can we make our own rules? Can we make our own beliefs? Because, yeah, I don't want that level of stress. I'm pretty sure a lot of stuff that's in the Bible was like groundbreaking for its time, but yeah, stuff that we need to move forward from, beyond. Anyway, it's pretty cool that I can vocalize this all while drawing, because sometimes I've struggled to vocalize any of this. It's just like, oh yeah, I'm frustrated. Oh yeah, I don't know what I believe anymore. So if you've read any cool books, if you've read any cool articles or watched any cool videos that kind of explain this, or tell me what you believe, please send it on. And one of the things that got me thinking a lot was I read this Greek mythology book, and sheeps, a lot of the stuff in Greek mythology is very similar to that of the Christians, the early Christians anyway. So I was like, but why? How? Where did it come from? Like, is this just a common myth, from the early ages? Is this unique to this particular religion? It's just really helpful to know what you believe, I guess, what you don't believe. Sometimes we just, anyway, me personally, we just believe something, but we're not given a multiple choice of what we should or could believe. It's just, we're brought up for 10, 20 years of our life in a particular way, and if you're a teenager, I was very black and white, but I think a lot of teenagers are very black and white, and they don't get taught, how to question what they believe. And then you get into university, which opened my eyes. And man, a lot of my friends went to a place called Bible college, and it closed their eyes, I felt. We had a lot of very interesting discussions, which I lost because I wasn't going to Bible college, and all I had to back up my feelings, my beliefs, were my feelings. And they had, professors and stuff telling them what to believe. Whew, my hand's getting sore. But this is looking fairly gnarly as a crocodile, right? A gnarly crocodile. Doom, doom, doom. Now, another thing that I've been fascinated by and I would love to get into is artificial intelligence, AI. Just in terms of creating images, but beyond that. And so on the plane back from Barcelona, I'm reading articles about AI and soul and what makes something have a soul. And it's we're all discussing, is this legal? Is this fair towards artists? And then some other groups of people are going, what happens when AI develops to such, a rate or a level that it feels like it has a soul? What does that look like? Which is pretty crazy. Which then goes to, it leads to me questioning, what is a soul? What does it mean to be human? Whoa. Really interesting questions. How do you explain what a human is? If you have a quick little answer, let me know. DM me, post in the comments here. What is a human? It's pretty hard to, figure that out, especially when you start talking about cloning humans. What is a human that is being cloned? How is it different from the original human? It was referencing a lot of, I can't remember the movie now. Let me have a quick look. Is it Harrison Ford? Harrison Ford. Blade Runner. There we go. There we go. I don't need to look at it now. It came to me. So just referencing that, where these, these bots, these robots, these artificial intelligence beings are questioning, hey, I want that one. Am I a human? It's a very interesting question. Are we human? How do we know that we're human? Oh, that is looking so good. It looks really gnarly. Gnarly is a surfing term, right? Skating. Oh, excuse me. That burp just snuck up on me. Okay. So, yeah, I think some of my artworks in the near future are going to be about AI. I think it's a pretty interesting topic. Doop doop. One of the big things that I've been thinking about, even talking about on stage is this idea of collectors. Like, who collects my art? Why do they collect it? And a lot of time, you know, people, they collect my art because they want to make money off of it. It's like a pretty simple reason, pretty simple motivation. Other people collect my art because they really like it. And yeah, I was trying to say to people, like, I don't mind if people collect my art because they want to make money, but then they shouldn't put that expectation on me to help them make money off my art. Like, I'm just going to keep on drawing. I'm just going to keep on making art. I'm going to keep on telling stories. And it's really bothered me over the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 months. Like, what? Sure, like, why does this bother me? But also, like, how do I go about combating this? And I read a tweet today about this guy, I can't remember his name, who only releases enough artwork in a collection anyway for him to be able to, like, give that artwork or sell that artwork to a bunch of people and still walk into a room and know who everybody is and have meaningful conversations with all the people in a given night. It's a back and forth. It's not like me tweeting or streaming or shouting, broadcasting, there's the word, to thousands of people. It's an intimate conversation. And I really like that. So I'm not quite sure what to do with it right now, but it's definitely something that I'm like, ooh, that resonated a lot. Okay, I'm going to merge this guy down, merge down, and yeah, then a reference. I mean, a crocodile's got to be green, right? Kinda has to. And pink and purple. Okay. Then I'll use the same one, same layer for the teeth. I guess I need to fill this too. There we go. And this little bit. Imagine if I didn't put all of these little scales. It actually looks pretty good in black, but I'm going to test it out with some different colors. But imagine if I didn't put all these scales on a separate layer. Imagine me like trying to fill in all of these. Shoo, that would take a long time. All right. And these, ooh, should I make it pink? All right, we can make it pink. Looks pretty gnarly. And then we go back here and make this tooth white. And then the tongue red. Yeah, kind of reminds me of a Lacoste crocodile. Ooh, that's cool. Okay, pop a little bit of black in here, and a little bit of white in here, and yeah. Dope. Dopey dope. Okay. Now, it's not really what I wanted to do. I wanted to just create a new layer and clipping mask. And fill. Yes, that looks pretty interesting. I'm not sure if I like it. All right. I'm going to add a little bit of gradienting now. Clipping mask. And let's go for a big brush. Maybe it would be helpful to not have all of these little scales so I can kind of see what I'm doing. Okay. And a little bit brighter at this side. Okay. And maybe even like super dark here. Okay, let's have a look at what that looks like with the scales on. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. And I'll just do an alpha lock. Ooh, I learned something cool today. You can set up a quick menu and you can change what these things are. Check this. I'm gonna tap here, hold down onion skin, hold down layer select, hold down liquify. I mean, that's pretty powerful. So here I'm just able to be like alpha lock or alpha lock. It changed my workflow substantially. It was amazing. Okay, what we're gonna do here. Sounded a little bit Italian or New Yorkian. What we're going to do here, huh? Okay. I like it. And then on top here, I can add the little moon. That kind of signifies the doodleverse. And it's quite a momentous it's a momentous occasion when there's like a new kind of creature in the doodleverse. Maybe this crocodile is more like a snake. Doesn't have arms or something, maybe. Maybe we could draw a little arm here. Maybe we'll just leave it out for now. Okay, alpha lock with these guys. What are we going to go for here? Maybe a bit of blue. Something like that. Okay. And this tongue, let's try this again, alpha lock. I think I'm fancy. Of course I think I'm fancy. I think it's like an amazing tool. I just learned it today. So that's why I'm like not fully using it yet. I gotta remember to use it. Okay. That looks good. And then I'm gonna just add a little bit over here to the nostrils. There we go. Okay. And then the background, it's going to be black, or it's going to be blue. Black could be pretty cool. Just this little bird gets a bit lost, I think. Could be a blue like that. Pink. It could be pretty cool. I like pink. And then on top of pink, let's do a little bit more here. We have this blue doing its thing. Or maybe this blue doing its thing. Something like that. And you put this at the bottom. Bit of darker blue. Yeah. And this at the top, bit of light pink. Is that light pink? That is light pink. Alrighty. Okay. Then I reckon we could do a little bit of clouds. Maybe here and there. Do-dum-dum. Do-dum-dum. Okay. Let's do a little bit of filling here. Just reduce the opacity so I know, what's happening now and what happened in the past. That was a weird cloud. Okay. Something like that's looking pretty good. Yeah. Okay, let's go down here and add in these ones. Okay, set this one as a reference. Okay. Then we can overlock this one and change this up a little bit. Okay. Looks good. A little bit of blue clouds. Okay, just do these ones first. Okay. Then overlock these guys. Yeah. Okay. That looks pretty good, and maybe a little bit of shadow over here, just beneath these clouds on the crocodile. Okay. Sometimes I like to work with shadow, sometimes not. Sometimes it's like, how is this actually going to work? Is it going to really look real? Is it really going to look like there's shadows or whatever? Sometimes just like, no, just don't think like that. Just doodle. Gonna add a little bit of yellow in here, because that is cool. It's like a really cool crocodile. And also still, I think, a little bit more of this dark blue down here. Yeah. And a little bit of, you know, spotchy splotchies here and there. A little bit of grit and grain. Just to make it feel like a handmade piece. Yeah, I like it. Super. Then on top of everything, just a little bit of grits and grain here and there. I guess we can also put a little bit of grit and grain, or just some grain on this little birdie. On this little birdie. Okay. And I wonder if we could do like a little bit of water. I wonder. What's the time? It's way more than enough time. Let's do a little bit on the birdie. So clipping mask. There we go, little birdie. And then I guess we can see if we can do a little bit of water. Water. Okay. Clouds in the water? Not so sure, but hey, we can remove those if we need to. Let's have a look at what this looks like. Okay, reference. Pop this here. Ooh, that looks pretty nice. I like that a lot, and I really like this clear version. I mean the opaque version. Yeah. Okay. So, need to remove the clouds now, or bring them up. So we've got those clouds and their shadows. Let's bring them up. Yep. What I love about Procreate is that you can select and move elements in multiple layers. Oof, it's powerful. And then I guess we will select this and cut. Except it doesn't do it to all like tools or with all tools. Cut. Yeah, I like that. It just looks like so much bigger now. So let's do an alpha lock. Change the brush again. And then we'll go from light to dark, maybe. There we go. I think I'm done. I think I am done. It's a pretty plain one, a simple one. Just trying something new here, really. So yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, so the time is 10 to 4, for me anyway. Yeah, I think that's it. I will see you next week when I continue doing some live streams. Or maybe we do some stars here. It's not finished. Maybe this could also be the doodleverse. Something like that with some stars. Let's try it out. Yeah. Okay. So that's pretty interesting. I wonder if we can just make it a little bit bluey. Like that. Or if it just looks better in blue. It's really tricky now, isn't it? Oof. The dreamy crocodile. Something like that. I think I like that. I think I like it much better. What else can I do that I'm gonna, do that I'll like much better? I'm gonna add a little bit more grit and grain to some of these teeth. Maybe I'll do it actually on this layer. Mask. Okay. Yeah. I like it. And then, again, at the back, let's do some more stars and stuff. Okay. Maybe another cloud over there. Maybe a little bit of, what is this called? Shadow over here. Yeah, one more cloud there. Let's give it a go. Can't see exactly what I'm doing, but I don't think that it will work. Alpha luck. Alrighty. Nope, this color. And then down here, I'm going to do a little bit of shadow making. Okay, I like it. And I think that's done. I think we're done. Yeah? Boop. There we go. A bit of a new Twitter banner thing, Twitter profile banner. I like it. Maybe a little bit more grit and grain on these clouds here and there. Okay, I'm happy with that. Something a bit different, something new. Alrighty, now get to end this thing. I upgraded my OBS, which is like the program, the app that does the whole live streaming thing. And yeah, I can do stuff like this on it. So yeah, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you next week.